Hello, this is Bailey Wright, District 1 4-H Specialist, and we're back for the STEM project training. This is video part 2, and we're going to focus on the SET project. So as you can see, I'm already on the SET page on the Texas 4-H website. As soon as you go to Texas 4-H, you go under Youth Projects, and then you'll find the SET project. So I think the SET project might be one of my favorites just because you can be super creative with it and it can encompass so much. If you read this first paragraph, I think that's just really telling of just how much you can encompass in this project. So I already talked about this a little bit in the first video, but I think there's so many different ways that you can utilize a SET project, whether it's through monthly project meetings, weekly project meetings, using it at club meetings, camps in the summer. I just think the opportunities are really endless. So some of those come to mind, I'll share them. So this page has a great amount of resources. I also like this project because in my eyes, there's so many resources and basically lesson plans already put together that for a project leader or a county agent or a club manager, whatever the case is, it's already easy stuff that's ready to go and be utilized. So I'll just take you through some of my favorite things. The first one is going to be the Science Explore Guide. If you're familiar with Explore Guides, you know we have many Explore Guides for different project areas. I like this one a lot. To me, I like it because it has, so here's what the different lessons are, you can see, but I think it goes for a variety of age groups. I wouldn't go as far as to say any of these are necessarily super fitting for the high school age group, but I would say some of these definitely get more into the intermediate level. Soil erosion, soil texture, the wind turbines, all of those can be presented on an intermediate level. A lot of this goes through the scientific method, which I think is a great thing to utilize there. And so you can just scroll through some of these lessons, super easy to put together. This is also great for curriculum enrichment. So then you go back to our page. The next thing I want to look at is this 4-H SET abilities document, which I'll be honest with y'all, I'm ashamed to say this, but I had not seen this document before I really started trying to put resources together for this training, and I'm so sad that I hadn't seen it before because I think it is gold. So I'll kind of summarize this for you so we don't have to read it. Basically, Texas 4-H's goal with our SET project is to associate it with our 4-Hers' everyday lives and their projects that we already have existing. We want them to know that SET is involved in every aspect of their other projects and of their daily lives and make that connection for them. So if you scroll down here, it kind of has almost some objectives that you can choose from and some goals that you'll set for your SET project. So I think being able to collect data, being able to build and construct or order and classify, communicate, compare and contrast, find design solutions, evaluate, hypothesize. I think you can go through this list and choose whether it's for every project experience or your weekly project meeting or the project as a whole. What are the objectives? What are the goals? What is the skill set that you want these youth to be able to have after the completion of the project? So I think that's awesome. It goes a little further. Then this might be my favorite part. Again, I think this can be used if you want to incorporate SET into your beef project, or if you want to use this at club meetings, relating. So you can basically take whatever project the youth already has going on and tell them how they're using SET in that project already. Or make them, if they're not already using it, do an activity that requires them to use that. Or with a true SET group, incorporate beef and show them how SET is used in the beef industry or is being used in beef projects. So cool. really love that. Clothing and textiles. I just think there's a lot of great experiments and activities you can use that will combine multiple projects into the set project and really open the eyes for those kiddos. This to me is just endless opportunities. It makes me so excited to know that this document exists. Okay, now to our next resource, which I'll show you where that was at. So we went over the Science Explorer Guide. It was that first one. That document is called 4-H Set Abilities. And now we're going to National Youth Science Day. Okay, so this is a website that I've actually used before. Don't get me to lying, but I'm pretty sure National Youth Science Day is in October. I'm not seeing the date on here, probably because it's past. But for the past few years, at least I know, 4-H has offered these National Youth Science Day kits, basically. And each year they choose a different kit. It looks like this year's was this Game Changers kit. And when I ordered them, you had to be one of the first early ones to get them. It was, I would say, I think I asked for 5 and got all 5. I would say I was using 5 kids per kit. And they're pretty in depth. Definitely, maybe if you're going to have those juniors participate in this, you pair them up with experienced intermediates or have one high schooler leading each group, because it's definitely a challenge. So that's something really fun there too. Then I learned as I was just scrolling about this 4-H STEM lab. So let's visit this. Maybe fingers crossed. Here we go. 4-H STEM lab. Okay, so basically it's all sorts of experiments, which to me, kids love experiments, especially those juniors and intermediates. To me, this set project and the STEM project area as a whole is how we're reaching maybe what I would consider, especially here in District 1, our non-traditional 4-Hers, how we're getting a different group of youth in our rural communities involved in 4-H, because this set STEM is such buzzwords that actually have meaning and have validity to them in the education world and in the youth world. Kids are constantly watching videos, YouTube videos on experiments. So kids love experiments, and I think this is a great way that we can get them involved in 4-H. There's all sorts of activities in simple little experiments, and so they'll tell you the topic, agri-science. So see, you can even incorporate this if you already have a true ag project going on. Incorporate a STEM experiment one day and see what happens. But so it tells you the topic, the age range, and the estimated time. So these are ready to go experiment ideas that you can grab. So this made me so excited. And you saw up here, there's a search tool where you can narrow it by grade or by topic. So I think that's great. Again, you get there by going to this National 4-H Youth Science Day, and then you can go to the 4-H STEM Lab, I believe is what it was called. Yes. So cool. I can't wait to use some of these this summer at some different camps that I'll help out with. So really, really neat. Okay, another one that, again, straight off of where we're at, the Texas 4-H website, I found was this CSI Web Adventures. So basically, if you watch CSI, you know what this is. They're giving clues and they're having to use science to figure out the case, to solve the case. And so there's several different little levels they can play here. I thought this was cool because it's a little more, it's great for intermediates, I think. It doesn't seem little kiddish. And I think it ties careers into SET and gives them an idea of how SET is used in some different fields and careers. So that's really cool. Again, that's all on the 4-H website. Before we leave the 4-H website, I also want to share there is a contest that kind of falls under this project. It's called the Discover Science Method Poster Competition, which we actually have this contest at our District 1 Spring Big Fun and D1. It's hosted on that Saturday. So just me, in my mind, I'm thinking for those counties who have a set project going on, maybe kind of the final project experience, learning experience, activity, whatever you want to call it, is for them to put together a scientific method poster. And even if they don't enter it in the district contest, putting one together and presenting it on the local level could be their leadership activity and opportunity that's being offered through the project. But also, I'll be honest, this is not a widely participated in contest at district right now, and it's something that we want to grow. But I also think it's a good opportunity for kids to have some success at the district level by entering a scientific method poster. There's tons of different categories. Don't give me a line, but there is an engineering category, there's a chemistry category, there's an animal science category. Those are right off the top of my head. And I know there's a couple more, and it's all broken down by age group. This is basically 4-H's version of science fair, if you will. So I think that's a great thing to also incorporate in a set project. So the last website I want to go to, which, man, I love it, is Steve Spangler Science. If you're in education, you've probably heard about this. You could spend days and days on this website and find so many fun activities to do. So as soon as you get there, if you go to the store, you find activity kits, which, wowzers, I think I already clicked it. I'm on the activity kits page. Yep. So it's kits for little science experiments, and you can see it's pretty broad. It varies. You can also see there's a price associated with it. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Basically, most of these kits are pretty simple when you see them, when you get them, the way they're put together, and you can make them cheaper. But it's, in my experience, it's really helpful to order one of these kits and then replicate them, duplicate them. It's not that hard to duplicate. Once you see what's in there, you can get most of the supplies off of Amazon for a lot cheaper and utilize these kits that way. So I don't know. I think this website's pretty awesome. There's lab supplies, educational toys. The clearance I checked out a while ago looked really good. You can see there's all sorts of different kits. And then if you also want to go to the experiments, this is even better. They give you ideas for experiments. I just need ideas. I can't find ideas that are age appropriate and that are relatively simple when it comes to the concept, being able to teach an objective and supply wise. Y'all, I think most of these really hit those things. They're relatively simple. They tell you what objectives are being covered through this lesson. The supplies are not crazy outrageous of what you would need. So that's a great experiment library for you to see. And when you go to the homepage, this is what really inspired me a while ago. I'm so wanting someone to try this out, to do a monthly science night in your community. Maybe it's just for 4-H kids. Maybe you do it for the whole community and basically do themed science experiments each month that maybe fit things in that month. For example, this month would be St. Patrick's Day experiments, and in October you could do Halloween, in November you could do turkey experiments. I mean, I just think that would be really fun and could be a huge hit. But so you might get some inspiration from this page. So I thought that was really neat. Again, I think this SET project has endless opportunities and is a way to grow your local program and get more youth involved. So again, if you have any questions about a SET project or getting one started in your county, hopefully this shows you that there are resources out there that are fairly simple and at your disposal. But again, talk to your county extension agent. Thanks. Have a great day.